Welcome to Wisdom Women, the podcast where we meet empowered women from all circles and seasons of life. We talk about the moments that shaped them, the women who lifted them up, and what empowerment really means and what it doesn't mean. From burlesque dancers turned breathwork guides to moms running businesses between school drop-offs, the wisdom here is raw, real, and totally contagious. If you love these conversations, don't forget to like and subscribe and share. And now let's dive in and welcome my guest today. We have Jenny Hoffman with us. Hey, Jenny.
Hi, Rach. It's good to see you.
Hey. I'm putting a bow on this whole season with you.
Wow.
You're my final guest of season 4. And I was just so delighted that you agreed to come. So thank you.
Of course. It's such an honor. Thank you.
And I will intro a little bit of how I know Jenny. And I'm sure many of my viewers know Jenny because she's kind of a staple here in Summit, New Jersey, where we're around here. I met her as a yoga teacher. She was my yoga teacher, one of my favorite yoga teachers at the Summit Y. But I know she teaches other places as well, Bhakti and other places around New Jersey. And just that instant connection with somebody that I find that as I'm doing these podcasts, that when I see someone like you, Jenny, who is giving your special sauce to the world, like your way of doing things, that is empowerment. That's what I see as empowerment. And I'm like drawn like a moth to the flame in so many ways, because I can't wait to hear more of your story with that today. But why don't you just say what you do and some things that you are up to in life right now?
Yeah. Well, we're in the same community in Summit where I've been nesting for over 2 decades with my husband and 3 children. And I have been teaching yoga in this community for, I think I looked back at my certification. It was around 2013. I got my 200 hour under my belt. So I've been teaching since then. And it's still a love affair for me. I think it's just a great gateway into getting people embodied and connected in a different way than we're usually culturally used to. The sweet spot lately is a lot of mindfulness immersed in my teaching, and a lot of more. The yoga I'm teaching is adaptive. It's functional. It brings strength, stability, balance into it, and also just learning to regulate the nervous system. So it's just such a beautiful practice for that. And I'm loving teaching just seated meditation these days. So I taught at the Y this morning, which is kind of a staple class where I start my Monday mornings with my community. The Y is such a special community. Both of us teach at, and gives so much back to the community. So it's very collaborative. And then I spend a lot of time over at Bhakti Barn Yoga Studio, which is kind of like my home place, where I teach teachers now in the 200-hour teacher training. And I mentor new teachers, and I teach meditation there as well in classes. Yeah.
And immediately I want to bring up the big amazing trips you just did recently, and where you just did a trip to India.
Yes.
Right? Where, just share a little bit, because even hearing it from you, I was like, oh, it's so wistful and wanting to go there. Tell me about that.
Well, when I was an undergrad at University of Vermont, and people were just studying abroad, I did a little something off the beaten track and did I did Tibetan studies program, and I was in India. I spent about 7 months predominantly in India and Nepal, and specifically up in the northern part of India in Dharamsala, where the Dalai Lama and the Tibetan community have been living since they've been really exiled since I think it was in the 1950s. So that was a very special time in my life. It was very influential. And I remember saying, when I'm in my 50s, I'm going back. And I'm 51. I was 51. I will be 52 next month. And the time was right. And I went with one of my teachers and someone who's just near and dear to my heart, which is Betsy Davis, who owns Bhakti Barn. We spent about 12 days there. We flew into New Delhi, and we spent some time in Jaipur, the Pink City, and Haridwar, which is considered one of the holiest cities in India. And I was there for Diwali, which was phenomenal and extraordinary.
Amazing.
And then we headed up to Rishikesh, which sits in the foothills of the Himalayas in the mountains, and walked around along the Ganga. They call the Ganges River the Ganga, and it's a very holy river where people, you know, uh, for centuries have been praying. And
Uh-huh.
it's a very deeply embedded spiritual community, and it's just an extraordinary place. The food, the colors, the everything, the sights. It's just so much on your senses, and it made me
What was
really
the
grateful to come
difference?
home.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
Go
no,
ahead.
but what do you feel was the experience difference of that the time in college and now?
It just, I don't know, I had so much gratitude being there because I had, like, it
Mhm,
was had such an influence on me as, like, a young adult,
mhm,
and the takeaways is that people are living in a third world country, and which has, there's no heat or sometimes
mhm,
running water, or uh,
mhm,
it's just they're living so differently than than I'm living, and
uh-huh,
many of us around us are living, yet they are very kind of happy human beings. So it was
mhm.
just extraordinary to see that ideology. And there's so much
Wow.
spirituality. There's and not even I'm talking about yoga, but just this something like that's palpable when you're in India. And that sometimes I find missing in Western culture. And there's just
Uh-huh,
a deep interest I've always had in that since I've been like 18 years old. So it's nice to tie it together. And the yogic practices and
uh-huh,
India, they correlate historically. The philosophy comes from there. So it's so interesting to come and see it. And actually, I met some scholars when I was there, some Sanskrit scholars, some incredible people. We just happened
wow.
to be in this same time at the same place, including like Eddie Stern and Robert Moses. If anyone's
Mhm,
familiar with their work, they're just
mhm.
incredibly devoted yogis and teachers in this day and age. So you
Oh,
can look them up.
it's just so magical. It's like
Yeah.
being entrenched in learning about one of the earliest civilizations and just how I mean, to me, I think it's kind of amazing, and you could speak to this, like how much it's just come into the West and how much we really have embraced it. And I think it's only because, like, of course, there's all yoga, many styles of yoga, and many practices that, in the bottom line, I think it does something for everyone in a little like non-traditional way. If we're kind of this maybe Christian-based society or European kind of in the roots of most of our culture, and for that to make such impact, like, internationally, of course, now, but even in the
Mhm.
States.
Mhm.
And for us, these, like, American white girls that, like, get
Mhm.
into yoga,
Right.
it's like blows my mind.
Yeah. I have
Mm.
to sit back and think about that every time, often.
Yeah.
I hope I'm honoring some traditions
Mhm.
and lineages and staying in my lane.
Yeah,
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 I
of
think my
course.
primary purpose is to, my hope is that people become more embodied.
Mhm.
And when they become more embodied, they're more connected with more intuitive parts of themselves and
Yeah.
not so caught up in this, like what they call in yoga in the Sanskrit language, chitta vritti, which is this
Mhm.
mind chatter, the busyness. It's
Mhm.
really skillful to use the body as an anchor for
Mhm.
awareness and presence. So that's my
Yeah.
hope. And a little
I
mobility
love it.
work and a little bit of,
And that
working
too,
nervous
all is
system. It's all
good.
all is good. All is good.
All is good, I love it,
Yeah.
and I think what I've loved meeting you, Jenny, is that, I find that it's kind of the journey you go on with your teacher, like, seeing you kind of transform and change as a teacher that was, perhaps starting more in the vinyasa and now it is a lot more of that mindfulness, which is deepening my practice
Yeah, it's definitely
when
an
you're
evolution.
students.
If you stay on the path, it turns more
Yeah.
into a lot more introspective, meditative,
Yes.
practices. It just happens, like,
Yeah. Oh, good, good, I
right?
love
It's
all
great.
that.
I watch it happen to all my teacher friends too. It's wild. So,
I think that's what's so humbling as a student to see your teacher that is still evolving,
yeah.
like, still
Aw.
growing.
I
It's
hope
so
so.
exciting.
I remember a
Yeah, and
friend of mine.
the goal.
Yeah, I remember my friend when my dear friend sent, something. I'll have to send it to you, but, the quote was, "Outgrow yourself." I was like,
Yeah.
"Of course, like, all the time.
Shed my skin.
Outgrow
It's time. A
ourselves."
new snake skin
You
is
got
this
it.
is the year of the wood snake. I'm so like shedding skins this year. I'm like, just it's time to peel the
For
layers. Done.
sure. Yeah,
Oh, I love that.
I love it.
Very animal. I love it.
Mm.
Okay. So, as a guest here, we have a few questions we love to ask our
Whoa.
honored friends that visit. And so I'm just going to kick it off with the first question. So, for you, Jenny, who were your empowered women role models in life?
This is funny you asked. So, there's a woman named Stephanie Kaza. She's a
Hmm.
professor. She's an ecologist. She's a Buddhist, and she lives in Portland, Oregon. And she was my teacher and mentor for my undergraduate degree at University of Vermont. And if you're an environmental studies major, which I was, you have a requirement of writing a thesis. And my thesis was on the Tibetan it related to environmental degradation of the Tibetan plateau. So, and
Mm,
also of what happened to the Tibetan community after the 1950s when they were occupied by China. She mentored
mm,
me. She reviewed my thesis. She had a very huge influence on me. So she was planting the seeds back then. So I still have like her book. She's a writer. There's a book she has
uh-huh.
on my bedside called Conversations with Trees. You can look her
Oh,
up. It's Kaza, and her name is Stephanie.
oh, we'll definitely include that in the notes
Oh,
here
and
too.
so
Sure.
I just keep thinking about her now because of the work I'm doing. Such a nature enthusiast. Buddhism is my kind of jam. It's immersed in all of my yoga classes. And I reached out to her before I left for India. I found her website. I emailed her, and she emailed me back. And now we're connected again, and I'm really looking forward to talking to her again. And she even sent me a picture of her and her husband of 25 years, hiking somewhere in Oregon. And she also sent me a picture of her and the late Joanna Macy, she was very influential pioneer ecologist that
Okay.
was very influential for Stephanie. So she was really influential for me. I mean, it makes a lot of sense the work I'm doing now and the work she was
Mhm,
doing.
uh-huh.
Yeah. So, and who else? If I'm thinking out someone more widely known, Maria Shriver.
Yeah. Oh,
um,
really?
I love
Yeah.
Maria Shriver. Yeah. So,
So what about her do you feel has, like, connected and led you a bit in life?
she's um, intelligent. She switched gears from the work she was doing. She was raised
Mhm.
in a very influential family. And she was a very, serious journalist. And she was working in that industry for a long time. And now she's a thought provoker. She's had books about and she's really a collaborator. She wants, humanity to move forward is kind of her mantra. And she has
Mhm.
a weekly email you can subscribe to. And
Oh.
she gets people that are inspiring, that are thought provoking, that are people who want to bring humanity forward through more pacifist means. There's care about the environment and of one another on such a fundamental basis. And everything she speaks is feels like truth to me. I
Mhm.
keep walking around the house saying I'd like her to run for the presidential election. So I love
Yeah.
her. Yeah, she's well.
You know, you saying that just kinda popped something into my head about what's interesting is how what am like, who we're drawn to in some ways. Like,
Yeah,
are we I mean, I can speak this to you because we talk this stuff all the
for
time, like,
sure.
are we programmed to find our right empowered mentors that lead our journey?
Mm.
Is that too wild?
Not at all, because we're all walking each other forward. I think I'm taking that from like Ram Dass or something. But like
Sure.
we're supposed to be inspiring and collaborating. Like that's why you're having a podcast. Like you're
Yeah.
interested in bringing people together and hearing what people are doing and supporting one another. And there's room enough for everybody. There's not
Yeah.
scarcity. I think there's some type of illusion. People think like, oh, I need to keep it all for
Mhm.
myself. But like there's
Mhm.
plenty to go around. Um,
Mhm.
and I get a kick when I see like people doing good things. I'm happy when you're, working this podcast and getting your word out there and wanting to uplift people. These are positive messages, and
Yeah.
you need elevated social media at this point. You need
Yeah.
elevated social media that feels good
Mhm.
for the soul. And it's out
Mhm.
there. It's out there.
Mhm.
And I know we both have an interest in that.
Mhm.
And people like my mentor Stephanie Kaza and Maria Shriver is doing it like to brilliantly. And I'm just inspired when you hear strong women speaking their truth. Yeah,
Mhm. Mhm.
comes
Yes.
out
Yeah.
so eloquently.
I know, and that when you said, like, it rings true for me, like, there's
It's
something, like,
truth.
intuitively where I'm like, "That makes sense, that is correct," or for my truth, so it's like,
Like, it's
I
that
I can
aha. When
hear
that
it.
happens to me,
Yeah.
I just get chills.
Yeah.
My physiology, like, indicating to me, "Oh, yes. Mhm, that's right."
Yeah.
So,
And for me, it's like sometimes I find that because sometimes I'm multitasking, so listening to a podcast or whatever, and when I hear it, for some reason, like my antenna goes up, everything shuts down, and I like sit and I like lean in and I'll rewind it or
right,
something
let
in
me
there where
hear
you're
it
like,
again. I know.
that something I need to pay attention to here. This is
Yeah,
important for
yeah.
that. So weird. It's
I
so
love it.
interesting. Yeah. Well, that's a great segue to the next question around, with Stephanie and Maria, like, what would you kind of list as some of the traits of an empowered woman for you, like that you recognize?
For women, collaborators, which is what I
Mhm.
was saying before. Like, we're here to, like, if you're feminist, you're a collaborator. Like, you
Yeah.
wanna uplift other women around you.
Mhm.
You want to share and you want to inspire. So the collaboration is key to me.
Yeah.
Like I just
Mm.
said, there's room for all of us. So sometimes I feel like there is an underlying like competition between women, which I've never understood. And maybe it's because my mom and my sister had such a beautiful relationship. So
Mm.
I watched that behavior, and we're so influenced as like young children. But and my mom's like that with her cousins too, and they just all love each other. And I find like
Mm.
a lot of my friends are. I'm like I have that type of relationship with women, like, and it's
Yeah.
sincere. It's not. It's not come. It's coming from a place of truth and like love, and that's also contagious in the
Mhm.
best way. I mean, it feels
Mhm.
better energetically, like,
Yeah.
and so the collaboration is one. Of course, like, another word I can think of is being a good communicator. And that way your
Mhm.
voice becomes a very powerful place to express your inner truth, which is
Yeah.
what I do as a teacher and you do as a
Right.
teacher,
Mhm.
and what Stephanie Kaza does as a ecologist, as a teacher and professor and lecturer, and what Maria Shriver is doing. So,
Yeah.
being like a effective communicator and
Mhm.
intentionally what you want to share and bring out to the world. Again, like you want like bringing up like you want things to rise up. You want people to feel connected, elevated, um, heard. So,
Mhm. Right.
those would be my two big ones, which is collaboration and communicators, are key
Yeah.
for this type of work.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
like usually something stirring, like something stirring in these women and in myself and all of us. Like I never thought I'd be a yoga teacher.
What
I
did you wanna be? What'd you think you would be?
well, my first career was a lawyer, but,
Mm.
which I sat behind a desk and I was writing a lot. And I like
Yeah.
intellectual pursuits, but that wasn't like fulfilling my cup at all. It's
Uh-huh.
giving me a lot of back pain. And it's adversarial too. Um,
Sure.
but the yoga I never thought I'd be doing because really, if I look back at my history and I'll be totally transparent, I have eating disorder recovery from back when I
Mm.
was in my young teens and I was, in 2 rehabs when I was a senior in high school. So I like the
Mhm.
thought of people looking at my body, well, as a teacher of yoga, um, could never have fathomed. But the practice of yoga and
Mhm.
meditation as a student before I became a teacher was profound in my healing and recovery of my eating
Mhm.
disorder. Because
Mhm.
I was never fully embodied. Because if you have a eating disorder like that, you are not embodied. You are not connected to this incredible, I like to call it sometimes a vessel, this body we
Yeah.
reside in is your home, and it's the one you've been given this life. So you can I'm grateful I have choices and I see that now of taking care of it in a much more collaborative and
Yeah.
loving way, right? So that's another power move, self-care. So like I'd
Yeah.
say those two women probably have a badass self-care practice.
Yeah.
So if you're doing this type of
The
work,
only way it
you
works.
got to be walking the talk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I got chills. So like the
Oh.
more you do this work, the more you're able to communicate effectively, the more you're able to
Mhm.
collaborate around others. And this brings a very powerful, like, person of inspiration to others.
Mhm.
And it can
Mhm.
plant seeds for people, just like Stephanie Kaza, when I was a young adult, still
Uh-huh.
struggling with my eating disorder in college,
Mhm.
had planted seeds of there's different ways to perceive your world, how you perceive yourself, how you
Mhm.
engage with others, and this how we navigate our lives. So I have a ton of gratitude for the yoga practice for getting me to the place where I became embodied through those practices. You got to get really quiet to do that.
I love it. I
Yeah.
mean, I could sit and talk about this for hours, especially, like, the embodiment of just, being able to show up for whatever it is we're here in this vessel, in this body to do in our life.
Yeah.
And it's a journey of, like, finding our teachers, finding, the way to really move into that in a clear and healthy and loving way, just like you said.
Yeah.
Think it is a bit of a journey. I think back to, well, and you said the word collaboration. So the other thing that popped up was thinking about, like, children, like how we naturally, up until about middle school, it's a very natural for us. Like, we come together with friends, we bring everybody in. It's very inclusive.
Listen to
We can
that.
speak through. Usually, I mean, it starts to change, of course, puberty and
I,
all
re-
that stuff.
I have a very
But
strong recollection of when that changed. For me.
really,
Like, yeah, 100%. I like to
Mhm.
reflect on it, like, when there's a sense of freedom, right,
Yeah.
and more of, like, being, and then when things became more narrow and self-conscious and
Mhm.
what did I say? What did I do? What am I wear? Like, all that, like, and it was
Yeah.
somewhere between 11 and 12, which right around middle school.
Is that like that's 5th, 6th, right? Something I
Yeah,
think
something like that.
probably si I had the same. I had
Right,
the exact same. We
yeah.
were all buddies until
Mhm. And it's a lot
until
of the
middle s
cultural norms, I think, that were flying around or whatever you were exposed
Mm,
to. It's a little
yeah,
tough out there sometimes.
yeah, yeah, I have a 6th grader now, I'm watching go through it again, and
Yeah,
I'm like, I
yeah,
keep it very positive. "This is great.
yeah.
It's all good."
I always say with the
But
kids, we're
on.
the compassionate witness because things
Yeah,
have to happen for them, good
I
and
can't
bad.
right, can't bubble it up,
Yeah, you
but
you want them to experience unfavorable things. It gives them a little
I
bit of grit.
I know. I
Yeah.
mean, a lesson even to myself as a present day, like, we have these kind of waves of things going very steady and easy for a while, and then, like, the floor falls out underneath from beneath us, the
Sure.
tragedy or loss or whatever, and then we come back up, but because we learned it in middle school, like, we learned
Yeah. Resilient.
that resilience.
Yeah. 'Cause it's like,
I
that's
love
just
that.
part, like, we have to take it
Mhm.
all, we can't pick and choose.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I know. It's and I'm finally getting to the age where I'm, like, okay with that. Like, I
Right.
think it's
I
not there's
know.
no denying it because I can see coming out the other sides of things now with a clearer heart
Yeah,
and mind, and I'm like, "No, that's good too." That's
yeah,
those are beautiful contrasts to see in some
yeah. I
ways.
think it's how we respond to it, right? Like, I'm
Mhm.
inspired by so many of my students. I have a woman who will come to my class, and she's now, legally blind, and she brings her seeing eye dog.
Oh, yes.
She's
Mm,
incredible.
love her.
She's
She's
one of my best
inspiring.
teachers. She
Uh-huh.
moves her face. She's so happy when she's doing a yoga class, and she has become blind. And how
Uh-huh.
she's responded to, the evolution of her life where she is now, and she's young, and
Uh-huh.
she's incredible. And her beautiful dog comes in, lays down, and she's a gift. Like she's an inspiration for me. You can add her to the
Mhm.
list.
Yeah, ditto.
Yeah.
That's just beyond and she's just the most beautiful practicer, like, I could see how embodied if I just stop looking around the room and how's my body looking, just, like, really feel my yoga
Talk about
and, like
feeling your yoga. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that is amazing. Really, really
Yeah.
nice. Ah,
Aw.
taking a breath. Okay, I love that. It really just I appreciate you sharing I appreciate you sharing
And
your
I like
background.
the pauses too because
Yeah.
that's what we practice, the pauses
Mhm.
allow you to take it in, to feel it, to let I love
Right.
those spaces.
Yeah,
Just the
we're
pauses,
pausing. Let's pause. Hmm.
right?
Yeah, to take in that thought, that image,
Yeah, and not to have to
that
fill that
experience.
space too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of
Feels good.
faith and
Well,
trust in
you and I
that.
could probably just sit here and meditate together.
We could.
We could.
Fine with that. Very comfortable with that now.
Yeah,
I'm
I
so grown up.
know, right? Just sit there's an I still have so much gratitude for just I can really sit comfortably and quietly with
Yeah.
myself, and it feels restful. I always equate it to like a bath, like, just
Mm.
lay things down. Yeah.
That is so funny. I went to a different gym class. I had to go to Berkeley Heights today for something.
Mm,
So I took a class and I've been like fasting a bit. So like
yeah.
just waiting to eat till like 10 a.m.
Mhm.
And I lately it's just and I'm like looking back to kind of the deeper yogi in me. It's like I need that break. It brought such a deeper calmness. I mean, I did have my little granola bar afterwards because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
had my blood sugar. But that awareness now of like I can be grateful and present when my body is calm because it's not all the time,
Sure.
it
Okay, me
has the other
neither.
moments.
Yeah.
But in the moment, like, "Oh," I'm like, "My body feels good right now. I feel I had a nice sweat and I'm hydrated, and I had some nice music on in the car," and it's like, "Whoa, this is the life. This is
Took
the
it
gift."
in. Yeah.
And yeah, just enjoying it, not jumping, getting on my who do I need what do I need to schedule and my appointments and my phone, and I mean, that's
Right?
all there too, but
Mhm. That's it.
I have gratitude for that, so
Mm.
thank you for reminding me of that.
Of course.
Alright, so now this is the fun part where we
Okay.
do, a little bit of rapid fire
Oh
questions.
gosh.
Um,
Okay.
I think I kinda came into this because I used to love Inside the Actors Studio, and it
Oh,
was
I
remember
love
do
that.
you
Love
remember
it, love it,
that?
love it.
Where
Been
James
on
Lipton
T
would ask
where
the
did they play it
stars, like,
on? PBS maybe? Gosh, she's got
Bravo,
good.
maybe?
Yeah.
I think it was
And
cable,
I feel
but
like
he
they
used
still
to
play it.
I need to find some more episodes. I think that is coming up for me because it was like, now when stars are doing junkets and stuff for their movies, they'll do these. These are like,
Yeah.
if God exists, what would you like to hear him say?
Yeah.
And all these kind of amazing
Yeah. They're
questions
profound.
that he had from another based on
Yeah.
something. But we don't have in-depth questions,
Okay.
but I have 5 questions for you today,
Alright.
that I would love to ask. And number 1 being, what is your power word? What's the one word that instantly makes you feel strong and unstoppable?
Presence, if that makes sense. So it's
Mhm.
presence when I'm connected, like right
Yes.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. I love that. Presence. Words are powerful. I
Yeah.
think even like
Words are
yeah.
that's my jam too. I love it.
Mhm.
They have an
Mhm.
energy, a quality to them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed. Agreed. Number 2, magic fuel. What's your go-to food or drink that powers your energy?
Oh, I can't pick. It's like banana or peanut butter. It's banana with peanut butter.
Together.
They
Yeah.
meld.
Yeah.
They're
I
one and the
have the
same.
same. I do almond butter, but I just had some before we had our call
I
today.
don't care what butter it is, any nut butter. Nut butter
Nut
and
butter.
banana.
It doesn't get old,
Oh
right?
gosh, no. I carry it in my bag. I think my students have seen me with my container of peanut butter in my bag
Yes. I do a nice little scoop right onto banana.
all the time, all day
There's
long.
some invention to be made in there,
Best
like
thing
those
ever.
little Lunchables, it'll be like the healthy version or
Yeah.
something. Anyway. Okay, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Alright, number 3.
So it's fun.
On the other end,
Yeah.
one kryptonite, one word for the thing that drains your power the fastest.
Overscheduled,
Mm. Mhm. Mhm.
which stems from saying yes too much,
Yeah.
which even stems from being a recovered people pleaser.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
overscheduled.
Yep, okay. I'm pausing to let that marinate with anyone listening. Overscheduled. So good. Say it again. Okay. Number 4, your soul tool. What's the one practice, meditation, journaling, movement, anything that you would never give up?
Ugh, that's easy. Outdoors, nature.
Yeah.
Um, I don't, did I ever share this with you? I love Annie Lamont, the writer, and
No.
she's amazing. I'll share other stuff with you.
Okay.
And her word for God, or the acronym is the great outdoors.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
that.
So, that is, non-negotiable. That is really one of my best teachers. So I guess you could say, like, mother, if you wanna say it.
Yeah.
But, like,
Okay.
I
That
have
is your
to
soul
I
tool.
usually go right outside. I have a very nice situation where my kitchen is, right outside my back door patio, so I just
Mhm.
open it up, and really in almost all weather conditions, I just get
Mm.
myself outside just to look around and take it in.
Mm. That's a new one for me too. I think growing up in Florida, it just wasn't my thing as much. It
Yeah.
was just so
Feel
hot
that.
or whatever, stifling.
Yeah.
But now living up here more the mid-Atlantic region, I can see it really being more a part of life. And I have Florida friends that still love to go
Yeah.
out in it. It wasn't for I like the Four Seasons a little more.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there is something that is like necessary about touching the outdoors each day in some
Just
way.
the fresh air alone, and then the sound,
Yeah,
it's so beautiful.
soothing. Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. That's beautiful. Thank you. Okay. So that's your soul tool. Final question on here. What is your rise word? So this is one word that sums up how you want anyone who's listening to this to feel after hearing a bit about your story.
Um, the word probably inspired. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had some suffering, and it's, been transmuted,
Mm,
through, and through the practices, through this spiritual discipline of yoga and meditation.
mhm,
Um, so I hope, you can working with uncomfort, difficult things, and be working with it and being really curious and compassionate with yourself,
mhm,
is work, well done. It's worthwhile work. I can't imagine any other way.
mm.
The hard stuff rises us up. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I think that is inspiring
Yeah.
to hear that sometimes because, we all need a little like reflection and inspiration at moments. We're
Yeah.
like, somebody say something that makes sense right now because I'm feeling
Yeah,
lost
and the
and
other word too is
mm,
just connection. Like,
mm,
we all go through the myriad of, human emotion, feelings, thoughts. Like, we're all pretty much the same. That's Pema Chodron. That her work. She's a Westerner who's an ordained Tibetan monk. You and I are both
oh,
familiar with her work. She's in her
yes.
80s now, but she has a phrase, just like me. I think we get ourselves in trouble when we think people are so different, but
Uh-huh.
really, fundamentally, there's a lot we have more in common. So there's
Yeah.
connection, and I think
Yeah.
it's important.
I remember that. It was so cute, and I know everyone's read or seen the movie Eat, Pray, Love, right, with
Oh
Elizabeth
yeah, let's
Gilbert, and
over.
how she talks in the beginning about how the woman came to this refugee area from Tibet, I think, and
Mhm.
she thought that as a psychologist, her friend would come in to help with trauma and all these issues. A woman came as a volunteer to support, and all they were it was the same stuff. "Oh, I met this guy in the boat or the refugee. I wish he would call me." And
Yeah,
it was all the
yeah,
same. Like,
yeah. There's
we
a
think
joke
it's
in,
so
like, the
different.
meditation communities. You'll find all that same stuff at the ashram.
Yeah.
Like, you'll find if you go and stay at an ashram or you stay in this quiet meditation center, it's all gonna show up there. People's
Yeah.
neuroses and everything. It
Yeah.
all just I mean, it's the human design. We can work with it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Right? It almost makes it a little more simple and not,
Yeah.
"And
Yeah.
I'm not alone."
Not alone, and you can, like and laughter is a, really good medicine, like the lightness, and that's from Pema too. She's like,
Mm.
"Lighten up about things." So, because I
Yeah.
get very serious sometimes and, like, I'm not
Yeah, me
doing more.
too.
I need to do more, I need to I'm not doing what I should be doing, or, being that inner self-critic that everybody has.
Mhm.
It's there. I would question its authority in your goodness because it's half the time it's a
Mhm.
crock of nonsense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but we can get caught up in that. But she'll often say, like, lighten up about things, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So,
I that is it's that keeps it a little simple too. I complicate things and it's like, "Oh, that is actually just Rachel's process
isn't it
silliness that
right?
happens
We're
sometimes."
really good at that. Yeah, we're really good at that.
Yeah. Yeah. More wisdom. Thank you for that, Jenny. Thank you for answering those questions. And at the end, as we're wrapping up, I'm mindful of the time. I love to pull a card
I'm
with my
so pumped.
guests, which I love doing because it's like it builds the energy of kind of what could come up. Now, these are a deck of cards that actually a friend passed to me. It's called the Modern Mythology Oracle. It's probably flipping it in the
Yeah, but
camera
beautiful.
by Saw de Simone, Benjamin W. Decker. And they're a little like, I don't know, they're different. They're beautiful.
I
So
love
I'm
that
gonna
they were
start.
gifted to you.
Yes, yes. She has me I told her, I'm like, "You can have them back anytime you want." She's like, "No, they're for you. Like, you keep these." But the artwork is really beautiful
Oh,
and very
yeah.
kind of
That reminds
I
me
always
of
feel like
you.
almost feel like it's like a little
It's
techy, like we're kind of
primal and tribal.
yeah, yeah, and different
Yeah,
letters, like almost like um the by what is the code? Zeros, ones and zeros. Like, I don't know. There's just something very interesting about
cool.
these. But anyway, I'm gonna knock out the energy on these
Okay,
and I will begin to shuffle, and then when you feel intuitively for me to stop, you just say, "Stop."
okay. Stop.
Oh, okay. This one. This one. Oh, I love it. This is the gratitude of gratitude. Oh, sorry. The gratitude. The goddess of gratitude and
Oh,
abundance.
I love it. I'll take it.
Oh my gosh. Look at that. There's a little bit of a labyrinth on the side here, and it says at the bottom, "Appreciate what surrounds you, and it will appreciate in value."
See, it's such a ideology. I love it.
Um, I love that. I'm gonna open it. There's a little page. I'll just see a couple of the highlights of this goddess. Of course, a goddess will come up for us
Oh,
because there's goddesses, there's realms, there's
yeah.
angels in this book. And this is the goddess of gratitude, page 83. Okay, and this one says, long ago in the realm of acceleration, a powerful and wise sorceress wandered the land in search of the legendary city of gold. One fateful day, as she meandered through a verdant forest, the sorceress caught sight of a glittering shimmer of golden light. As she walked closer to the light, she found a monastery made of pure gold, where a circle of monks sat in deep meditation. They greeted her warmly and welcomed her to join in their daily rituals and meditations. Entranced by their practice and thrilled to have discovered the Golden City, the sorceress decided to stay for a while. During her time with the monks, she delved deep into the nature of existence, the paradox of reality, and the power of the mind. Most crucially, she learned that true wealth comes from a heart filled with gratitude and generosity. I got a little teary, sorry.
Mm.
She realized that the key to unlocking the true potential of the city wasn't the gold, but instead sharing what she learned from the monks with others. When she departed, she carried with her the wisdom and knowledge she had acquired. She continued to travel far and wide, sharing the secrets of inner wealth with all who would listen. She taught them the ways of transformation and transmutation
Yeah.
through thought and intent. Eventually, through her years of travel, experience, and wisdom, the sorceress unlocked the key to infinite abundance through her depths of sincere gratitude and thus earned the divine title of Goddess of Gratitude and Abundance. The Goddess of Gratitude and Abundance has appeared on your path to shower your life with gratitude and reveal opportunity in new and expected areas. By working with this energy, you can transform not only yourself, but also the world around you. This card will lead you to discover invaluable riches and the greatest metaphysical treasure of all, the infinite mystical power that exists in your heart and mind.
Mm. It,
Okay.
it's so fitting.
It's you, Jenny.
Yeah.
I know it.
It sounds appropriate.
I'm going to
Great.
send this one
I'm
to you.
grateful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
That's amazing. And
Aw, of
I think we all have this in us, right? Like we all have this
course.
wonderment of like needing to understand this. It's a great way to kind of wrap the season of Wisdom Women around how much of my guests have recounted just the other teachers that showed up in their lives
Mm.
and how now it's our turn to
Mhm.
keep doing it, to keep it
Mhm.
going,
It's
to keep
important
sharing
work.
our wisdom.
It's
Mm,
important work.
it is.
Mhm.
It is. Well, that was just a beautiful, beautiful collaboration
Thank
of
you
our
so much.
energies
I loved
here.
I loved chatting and, we speak the same language, and I love being
Yeah.
friends to you with you. You're
You
near and dear to my
too.
heart. Truly.
You too. Oh, ditto, ditto, ditto.
Yeah.
So at the end here, I love for anyone if anyone's looking. I know you just did a retreat lately.
Yeah.
You just came back, and you have things brewing. So if someone wants to come to your class or just find out what you're up to, where can they connect with you?
You can find me on a website, Jenny Hoffman Yoga. And my class schedule is on there for group classes. And you could also find me on Instagram, which is Jenny Hoffman Yoga. And let's see what's coming up. Oh, on December 11th, at Bhakti Barn Yoga Studio in Milburn, a small little mini retreat that I collaborate with Sherry Williamson, who's a sound practitioner. That's at 12:45 to 2, and you can register on Bhakti Barn Yoga's website.
Mm.
And that's on December 11th, and that's going to be like slow flow, gentle yoga, and sound bath. So it's a little
I think
action.
I went to one of those with you and Sherry,
Yeah,
and
they're
it
great.
was
They're lovely. It's right before,
beautiful.
like, it's, in the midst of hustle and bustle holiday, and
Yeah.
it's really nice to kinda, like, quiet things down and take
Mhm.
things in. It's a annual event that we do, and, I love to see the frequent flyers pop up and come visit for, that. Yeah,
Nice.
it's lovely.
Well,
Um
I'm sure I'm coming for sure.
come
Like
visit.
that'll be
And then if there's any, aspiring, teachers out there who wanna get their 200-hour yoga teacher training, I am a teacher of teachers, and we are starting our next, teacher training in January, at
oh yeah.
Bhakti Barn Yoga Studio, and anyone is welcome to reach out to me. I mentor teachers, so if you ever have even questions or curiosity about it, that starts in January. It runs from January through June, and it's a
Hmm.
midweek program. It was designed for moms or women that wanted not a weekend schedule, for moms that might be working from home or can take a little time off in the midweek,
Oh, that's perfect.
or
Perfect.
men. Yeah,
Then
we
yeah,
always have men in the
exactly.
training too, which is always really nice. Yeah,
Oh, I love that.
yeah.
Well, thank you, Jenny, so much
Thanks,
for all of that.
thanks.
We'll take all those links. We'll make sure we put those in our show notes so that
Awesome.
anybody can find you and get to be more around all of the beautifulness that you're bringing into the world. So
Yeah,
thanks
thank you for all
again.
the work you're doing. Let's keep it
Oh, thank
going.
you.
Yeah.
I will. I will.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right.
Bye. Take
Bye.
care.